Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your emotions are truly unpredictable? One moment you may be full of hope and possibilities, but then the next you flip flop to drowning, or you feel like you're drowning, or you may just have a ton of doubt. Or maybe you sense that your ability to manifest abundance and to transform the person you want to be is really tied, very deeply tied to how you feel emotionally and your emotional state. What if I told you that your emotions aren't just reactions, but they're a powerful source of personal freedom and prosperity? Welcome to Successful, where I help ambitious founders, leaders, and coaches eliminate resistance and gain clarity in their decision making so they can take bold and aligned action without draining their energy or second guessing themselves. I'm JP, and before we dive into today's gate, make sure you check out my free Successful Signals training where I break down the unique strategy for each human design type so you can align your energy and make decisions with confidence. The link is in the description below. All right. So today we are exploring Gate 55, which is the gate of abundance in human design. This gate holds the energy of emotional transformation, trust in the unknown, and surrendering to the flow of life. Gate 55 is the key to unlocking true prosperity, not just financial wealth, but also emotional and spiritual abundance as well. All right, so let's dive into the power of Gate 55, how it works with our emotional energy, and how to shift from scarcity to abundance in our lives. Gate 55 is the gate of abundance. The astrology is Pisces. In tarot, this is the world card. In the I Ching, this is Fing or abundance. And this energy is very emotional. It's about emotional freedom, surrender, and trust in divine timing. The location is in the emotional solar plex on the right side of your chart, and it is going down towards the root center. In essence, this gate is of abundance, but not in the way we typically think about abundance. True abundance isn't really about chasing external success, chasing corporate ladders, or even spiritual ladders as well. It's about trusting that everything you need will flow to you at the right time. And so this gate can feel deeply emotional because it is, and it's also unpredictable. It's in the solar plex, so it comes with waves, and these waves, in this case, may be hope on one end of the wave and then despair on the other end. And that makes it essential for us to learn how to ride these emotional waves. Over the past few gates we've reviewed this year have also been from the emotional solar plex, and they're all about the waves. And so we're learning how to ride these emotional currents without getting stuck in them. When I say we, because me too. I'm going through my own emotional waves this week, last week. A lot of it's around resistance. As a generator, I'm coming face to face with a lot of resistance that I hadn't faced before. And I'm really getting to the root of why it is these things frustrate me. Gate 55 also challenges us to let go of what's not in our control and really trust in divine timing and knowing that we are already abundant, like right now. We don't have to seek out anything external. We don't have to, get it from anyone else. We have it now. We just have to realize it. And so this week we're going to reflect on where do we fear scarcity, or, what areas of our life do we think there's a lack? And is it rooted from an external circumstance, or is it something that's within us? Is it our mindset, right? We may also look to meditate this week on what abundance is in a internal state. So how does it feel to be abundant internally? And how would you change your life if you fully believed everything you need is already on its way? Definitely asking myself that, as there are things where when I run into resistance, I start to look at what I don't have or what I'm not receiving or the perception of what I'm not receiving. And so, it's everything is a blessing. Nothing's good or bad. Going through all this resistance is showing me areas where I can start to look for these things within myself versus looking at an external source. If you watched last week's video, you could probably guess that that external source is family members. It could be the family I live with, and sometimes it's my wife. So, I'm learning more to trust in myself and the flow of what life has for me. The ebbs and flows. It's been very difficult, but I'm continuing to work on it. So hopefully, I can encourage you to work on it as well. We may also want to ask ourselves, am I trusting the flow of life or am I resisting it out of fear? That big thing there is fear for me. And it may be for you as well, like fearing what I'm going to be missing out on if I don't get what it is that I'm desiring in that moment. You know, I'm starting to look more at what does it mean when I don't get what I desire, and is the universe trying to show me something? Is it teaching me something in this moment where my perceived desire or need or lack of that need being fulfilled is what's shining the brightest? What's really underneath all of that? What is it that I'm here to uncover? What is here I'm here to dig? What shadow am I here to enlighten? So let's talk about that. So in shadow, gate 55 can express itself as feeling extremely emotional highs and lows. And this may be self-doubt on one end, along with scarcity and a mindset of fear and a mindset of the fear of the unknown specifically. And it can really create an obsession with material wealth. And so material wealth may not just be money, it's just having the abundance of things, resources in the material world. And so mistaking external success for actual true abundance. Where this shows up for me is, as a generator, I would probably say more so as having a defined ego center and being very committed to getting things done. If you know anything about the defined ego center, if they had a slogan, it would be just do it. Because regardless of the commitments, myself, if you have a defined ego center, you may find that it's very easy for you to complete your commitments, complete your task, job, whatever. It also feel like it's a moral responsibility. And so for me, when that doesn't happen, I can definitely have a lot of judgments, of, what is the true material wealth that I am not receiving, right? And so when I don't receive what it is I desire, it makes me, or at least this week, I'm pausing and I'm thinking about, okay, what are the other things? Like, what are things I'm not looking at versus what are things I'm focused on for that abundance? And maybe that could be helpful for you as well. Look at the things in your life where, okay, maybe I'm seeing resistance. If you're a generator, anger, frustration, bitterness, depending on your type and your strategy. What am I seeing? And then what am I not seeing? And you can even talk to someone else, someone like me, to help you figure out what is it that I'm seeing and what is it that I'm not seeing, that maybe I am truly abundant in these areas. I'm just so blinded by my anger and my frustration that I cannot see that abundance. In enlightenment, at its highest energy, Gate 55 unlocks our emotional sovereignty. And so this means our ability to trust in divine timing, to surrender control, and allow life's blessings to flow freely to us. It is key, it's very key to our prosperity that we shift from a mindset of scarcity to a deeper abundance, a more internal abundance, so that we can actually attract the success that we want, right? So no one really wants to be pushed around. And I think, or I see that with my energy, I have a tendency to push people around, or can, because rather it's consciously or subconsciously, my energy can do that to others. In human design, gate 55 is located in the solar plex, and this means it is emotionally fueled and it needs time for clarity. We got to make sure that we're at the top of our emotional wave or the bottom of our emotional wave before we reach decisions. And it reaches down to the root center. And so it makes this energy deeply grounded in survival and our transformations. And so when you pair this with its harmonic gate, gate 39, so gate 39 is coming off the root center. So when these two connect, we get the channel of emoting. And so this is amplifying deep emotional waves. And it also is going to allow us the potential for personal transformation. And who's not down for that? This is part of the individual circuit, more specifically, part of the knowing circuit, which is a subcircuit of the knowing circuit. And so this means that this energy is deeply personal and it's not really meant to conform with external expectations. I feel like that's why I am being very frustrated this week because other people's energies is not moving towards my expectations. This is an intuitive and spontaneous energy, and it requires trust in the unknown and the unseen. Our strategy for this gate, since it is in the emotional solar plex, and because our decisions should not be made before or while we are in our emotional wave, our strategy here is projected. And so the wisdom of this gate, the insights we receive from this gate are best recognized when they are invited by others to share. We will know that we have activated this energy when we feel a release of control and we trust in divine timing, and you experience waves of deep emotionals pushing toward transformation and new perspectives. I feel this energy already at the beginning of this week. Hopefully, and I know it will happen. It always happens over time. I will start to release the energy of unknown expectations that apparently are sitting deep inside of me. And I'll take on new perspectives and I will learn more. So hopefully you will be doing the same this week. And we will also develop an abundance mindset. And we will recognize that prosperity is really a inside job. But if you're still in shadow, you may struggle with the emotional unpredictability of your feelings. You may feel abundant one second, and then the next, you may feel very scarce. I was going to say blah. You may also feel blah because you just don't know how you're going to feel one moment to the next. And there can be resistance in trusting the process, and that can also lead to fear and doubt or the need to control. So if you feel a lack of security, if you feel insecure, maybe, or there may arise a feeling that external success isn't coming because it isn't immediate. Don't worry, it's coming. We may also need to work on transmuting or shifting from fear and scarcity into trust of the divine and let go of control, right? Life's here to just flow naturally and it brings us what we need. And if we don't need it and it's not here, it's because we don't really need it at the moment. Things that we can work on strengthening is developing our emotional awareness and allowing ourselves to experience our emotions without getting stuck in them. And that's an area that I think I'm learning the most over these past couple of weeks is not getting stuck in my emotional states. And it can feel like I'm thinking about the same thing over and over again, like it doesn't want to let go of me, even though I'm probably holding on to it. So for me, just shaking the things that I know are part of life, I just continually overthink them, looking for solutions, looking to solve the problem when in reality, there may not be an answer to solve the problem. We may also strengthen our ability to trust in our intuition and to just follow where life is guiding us. If you need help this week in activating this energy with Gate 55, we can practice radical trust, We can remind ourselves daily that abundance is not something that we have to chase. It's something that we align ourselves with. We can also observe our emotional waves. So instead of reacting, allowing our emotions to rise and fall naturally, knowing that we're going to get the clarity that we are looking for. And then three, we can shift and focus on gratitude. Abundance really begins with us appreciating what we already have rather than focusing on what is missing. Biggest area for me throughout probably this whole video of all the topics is for me is to focus on abundance because I have a majority of the things that I desire. I have 90% plus. There's just some areas that over time have taken an outsized weight in my mind that I'm looking to fulfill when in reality, I have most of what I desire. For additional support this week, we can read The Law of Divine Compensation by Marianne Williams. In this book, she explores abundance from a spiritual perspective. And we can also engage in breath work or meditation to regulate our emotional waves and to shift into more trust. I definitely had my meditation session before doing this video. And prior to, my energy was but after meditating and releasing some things, I felt a lot better. All right. So, Gate 55, the gate of abundance, teaches us that true prosperity comes from trusting in the flow of life and releasing the need for control. By shifting from scarcity to abundance, we create the mindset and we naturally align with the rhythm of success, joy, and fulfillment. This gate reminds us that everything we need is already on the way. The only thing required is trust. That is it for Gate 55. Peace.